Alright, so probably getting ready to start our mandatory quarantine. So still one of my normal days off. So I'm going to do what I always do and work on these trucks. So on the S10 where we left off, we had just tried a stock spring and a stock lower, and it ended up being too high of a ride height. I wasn't really happy with it. So what we're going to do in this video is we are going to go back, take the lower DJ&M arms back on there with the stock style springs, and we're going to give Garrett back his suspension altogether. What I'm going to do is order the Speedway for Garrett's Blazer. I ordered the 8-inch control arms because it says to order 2 rights. They're 8 inches long. Well, it turns out the lefts are 8.5 inches long. So I'm actually going to order 2 8.5 inch long arms so we can get both of these trucks' suspension lined up perfect. And get the S10's alignment fairly closer with those. Plus the ball joint angles are just better than the ones I got, so I'm just going to go ahead and change them anyway. So if you want, watch along. I'm not telling you what I'm doing to get the ride height until you see me doing it, but I'll explain it as we go along. So enjoy. So what I'm trying to do is with the standard control arm, standard spring, puts me about 1 inch too high. And the DJ&M arms are a 3-inch drop. With these springs, it's actually, believe it or not, these are actually less than the drop with the 3-inch drop springs. Turns out the 3-inch drop spring rate is softer than these 750s. And my truck being so heavy, it actually lowers it more than 3 inches with the 3-inch drop spring. It didn't used to do that, but it also didn't used to have 100 pounds worth of turbo in the nose of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to remedy that situation. You'll notice I'm doing something I didn't do before on all the other videos. Going to be getting this brake rotor off, because in order for me to get the ride height that I'm looking for, I'm going to end up changing these drop spindles out. Now what's funny, before I did any of this work at all, I was saying on Facebook, I think it was going to take the stock spring on the drop spindle with a stock spindle with the drop arm to get the ride height where it really needed to be on this truck. And today's experiment is to do exactly that. And And I'm about 100% sure that that's exactly where it's going to need to be. So I was kind of second guessing myself, trying to find a way to do it without ditching the arms or the spindles. But there just ain't another way. This is what it's going to have to be. So right now, I am not taking Garrett's upper control arm off, since it is still an 8-inch, and I'm pretty sure the arms I have are an 8-inch arm, not a 8.5. So I'm going to go ahead and put them, the new ones, when they get here, I'll put them on. But for this video, it just doesn't make any sense to mess with that. For the purpose of just checking the height. The arms, the upper arms I can do in pretty much just a few seconds. It's not, or a few minutes. It's not really that difficult to do the arms. So I'm not even really going to change that upper arm right now. So I'm just starting at getting the tie rod off. We're going to get the spindle off. We got to get the dust shield on. That's on here off. And then we can put something that would work. We're going to have to get a pickle fork. Do this low. The thing about race cars is there's so many different ways you can build them to get what you want them to do. But most people's race cars are pretty ordinary. They don't really, a lot of people's combinations are very similar, so it's easier for them to get a base to go off of on what suspension sets what ride height and stuff. This S10 is the same as every S10, but it's so daggone nose heavy. I don't know if you can't tell in that camera, I'm sure, but the engine in this truck isn't moved back. So just the engine alone is sitting. This is the center line. This is the center line right here on the ball joint. That's the center line of the axle. When you're looking at this engine, the center line of the actual block is all in front of this arm. Now in a drag race application normally, or like a factory Camaro, cars that you get with like a 50-50 weight balance, the front of the engine tries to be at the actual center line of the front. So this truck, I've got just block on this much further forward, 4 cylinders of weight, all the block, the heads, the valve train, and then you add 100 pounds of turbo that's way out here in the front. This truck is insane front end heavy, and the geometry is 100% unlike any other S10, because what a lot of the guys have started doing is they, in order to get that weight to move back in the frame, they move their turbos to the bed, and that's an option. I wanted to do that, but I don't have the money to do that, so I'm kind of stuck with what I have to make it work. So that's why I started doing this experiment to get this truck back to what it used to be when it would go down the track all the time. Now, will it be enough to get it to run into 7s where it should be with the power level it's capable of? I really don't think so. But honestly, this truck may never be able to do that. Just for the simple fact of the weight bias being so far off. It's just never going to be a 50-50 weighted car where you can actually put a bunch of power down early or even put a bunch of power down mid-track. It's always going to be a problem. So this is a band-aid to get it to go down the track most of the time at about an 8-second pass. And by 8-second pass, it's probably going to be a high. I don't really look for it to allow me to hit it with a bunch of extra power. It's just not the way this truck's been acting with these twins. Power delivery is so fast, so quick. Unless I'm really willing to tame it down a whole lot, and I am. But I don't think we'll ever see this thing at its full potential, which kind of sucks. Kind of sucks having something that's so limited on what you can do with it. But everyone's suggestions are helpful, but everyone's never experienced a truck like this. It's such a long wheelbase, such a horrible weight bias. So there really isn't a standard that's going to apply. You just have to kind of wing it. Hope you nail it. So that's what we're doing. You get these spindles off of here. And I've got the original spindles that were on it to put back on it. So get this dust shield off. More than that. Smaller than a 12. Bigger than a 10. So it's going to be a 7/16. Now I just got to find it. These drop spindles, I think, have been on this S10 for probably 20 some years. They're a Beltec drop spindle. And they've been a really good drop spindle. I've never done a lot of wheelies. Never seen any ever issues out of a Beltec drop spindle. Alignment characteristics, I don't believe were the same as the factory. Can't remember if it was these ones or Garrett's, but the actual ball joint mount was moved, so you do have to realign the toe. It's going to move it. I like this little shield because it catches the grease kind of like a splash guard for the grease. Wipe this out. It can catch some of the grease that's in the spindle if it was to come out. So you get a good look at the actual spindle. I'm going to go ahead and hammer both joints loose. Get this thing to fall off of here. And what I'm going to do, this one's already loose. So I'm going to put a nut.
From the Fine Line Auto Body Studios, Collision Repair.
Nut on it.
The company that cares, no compare. FineLineAutoBody.com.
Get it on there. A few good threads. You want to give it enough to actually hold the arm. There, it's all the way past. So go ahead and lower it back down. Now you're going to let the spring do the same thing. On the lower, you're going to turn this. Couple whacks on the lower. Now it's free. So if you take jack again and just jack it up just enough to re-undo your bolt. Now you'll be free on the upper and the lower. But now I gotta get my pickle fork because I have to free up this tie rod. And I'm pretty sure I don't have a pickle fork already over here. So I'll go grab it. This is a narrow fork. It's old, but that's what your pickle fork looks like. Just want to go above the seal. Once you get it going in, that's it. So that's free. I'll let my jack down. I'm gonna stop it there so I can get my spindle. Stock spindle is out. Now I am changing these arms, so I'm completely taking this. And I'm changing these arms back to the arms that were on it. So the other side I won't have to do this. I only have to change the spindle. Everything else over there stays the same. So this side will be a little easier. Good thing is, I literally just put this stuff on, so I know it'll be easy to take off. This one's 19. back one for some reason on these. It seems like you can always get it off without using the wrench to hold it for the most part. This truck is eventually going to need to get some brake hoses before the season. If there is a season this year with the virus and the panic out there of closing everything.